Yo, 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 what's going on? My name is DJ Heck One, and welcome to my Second Chance channel. And if you never logged into my channel and you are new to this channel is about people that's fighting addiction, including myself. I don't know if y'all saw my part one. If you didn't, on part one, on one of my videos, I was speaking about how much you could achieve if you stop your addiction and actually look at how much you spent on your addiction. Now, let me remind you that this channel is not just about alcoholics or drugs. This is also about addiction, people that has addiction, eating addiction. It could be a porn addiction. It could be a sugar addiction. But you need to start off with the first thing is know that you have an addiction and you want help, right? I'm not here to beat around the bush. I'm not here to say you wrong, you are different, whatever the case may be. My part one speaks about pretty much what you could achieve if you stop your addiction. My addiction was alcohol. And it's not fucking easy. These 2 years that I've been clean has not been easy. Every day is a battle. Every day is a fight. And let me tell you, sometimes you get knocked the fuck out when it comes to this type of fight. All right. And all you got to do, man, is stand strong regardless. No matter if you get knocked out or not, just get back up and fight again. And fight again and fight again. Look, I wish I could tell you that I had all the answers. I don't think anybody do. I wish I could tell you that it's easy. But what I'm gonna tell you is that I'm an alcoholic, and this goes out to all the people that has an addiction. But alcohol is one of the hardest fucking drug you could fight. Why is that? Because you got alcohol. Alcohol is legit. Alcohol you could find everywhere. Okay, you could find it in a family event. You could find it in a zoo. You could go somewhere where your kid on a seafood event and there's alcohol there. I mean, come on, there's alcohol everywhere, right? It's not like crack, right? You got to go somewhere and get the crack and always look over your shoulder, right? It's not like crack is in the stores, unless you go to a hood and you go to the corner store, right? But alcohol is everywhere. Shit. There was one time I went to it was out of the state, and they had alcohol in the McDonald's. You had McDonald's right there, you had an alcohol area right there, and then you had some other food place right there. It's ridiculous. And I'm gonna tell you, it's not easy. Everywhere you walk, it's there. It's there, and it fucking hurts. It hurts. One thing I learned was you're gonna lose a lot of people. You're gonna lose people that you would not believe you're gonna lose them just because you're doing good. Just because you stopped your addiction. It's gonna seem weird, but it's the truth. And I had people ask me what you achieved. I achieved a lot. I also lost a lot. Lost a lot of friends, lost a lot of family members. And what's crazy is I didn't lose them during my addiction. I lost them when I fought my addiction and I don't have my addiction anymore. It's funny because these are the same people that sit there and look at you leave when you was fighting your demons, and while I was during my alcohol addiction, and I'll be the, I ain't gonna lie, I'll be the last one to leave the party. You know what I'm saying? I want to drink, so I like want to be the last one out the party. And these same people are the ones that tell you, bros, that's it, don't drink no more, you got to go home, whatever the case may be. And what's so fucking funny is now that I see myself, I've been sober for 2 years. These people don't start drinking. They're more of an alcoholic than what I thought they was. And they don't admit shit. I mean, it's just my experience. And you know, and these are the same people that don't want to come around no more. They just, for some apparent reason, they just don't call no more. They don't want nothing to do with you, right? But they don't say it like that, right? They do it in a way that you just happen to just know that it's like, damn, I don't got these people on my side no more. I know why. Because I used to be the one that throw the parties, and I used to be the one that throw when I throw my events and stuff like that. I supplied the alcohol. I supplied the stuff, right? I supply all the alcohol. People could come over and drink all my shit, and then hee ha ha about their business the next day. Well, these are the same people I don't see anymore. What a coincidence. I'm kind of glad they ain't around. Because I don't need people like that. I don't need people that will drag me down. I need people that lift me up. And let me tell you that it's been successful on a lot of ways, that the people that I thought that would drag me down actually brought me up and told me that, you know, they happy for me and they wish me nothing but the best. And you know what? Those people, I love y'all so much. I need people like you in my life. The rest of y'all could kiss my ass. That's just plain and simple. I don't know if you experienced this experience. If you had quit your addiction, but mine was alcohol once again. And what I experienced is, I don't see the same people around no more. Maybe it's just for the good, right? And I need you to understand that it's probably for the good. You're going to feel hurt for the first couple, whatever, months. Because you're going to be like, you're going to feel confused. Let me tell you, since I quit, I feel like I'm in a different world. You know why? Because I hadn't felt soberness like this in so long. I started at the age of 15 drinking. And from there on, every other day, I felt some type of high, like it'd be drinking or smoking. So that was the trend all the way to the age of 42. So I really never really experienced soberness for a whole day. Into these past 2 years, I have. It's crazy. And it's fucking stressful, man. It's stressful. It's not fucking easy. Like, you would think because you sober and you get up feeling good and all that shit, man. But when the fucking stress hits you and everything hits you from all angles, and to deal with that in a sober tip is no joke. It's no joke. I don't wish it on any addict. Because the first thing they want to think about is grabbing some shit and getting themselves out of that reality of the world, right? Yo, fellas and girls, if you have friends that you drank with or did something with and you sober now, start learning how to lose these people. Because I have people come to me and say, yo, how can you do it, man? You go to events now, you go to parties, and everybody's drinking and you're the only one not drinking. Yo, listen, you don't need to drink. You don't need to do drugs to have a good time. I figured that out. Like, I could see so much clearer now. But you really don't need the shit. And you know what? You want to get a kick out of something? So, you know, for my alcoholics, this is for my alcoholics, because this is the experience I dealt with, right? When you used to drink, you used to think you was fast. You used to think you was doing everything correctly. Until you see that you wasn't. And you know how I learned to see that I wasn't? I hang out with the people that I used to drink with, right? And I go to these certain events and they still drinking. And they don't know they slurring. They don't know that they slow as hell. And you see all this stuff. And I'm like, damn, I used to do the same shit. I used to do the same shit. And I don't miss it. Because you look like an ass. You look like a straight ass. And look, I'm not here to judge people. I don't want to judge people. What I'm saying is what I used to look like. And I look at other people now that I'm sober, and these are the same people that don't really come around me too much. And I see people drink, and it's like, I don't miss this shit. I get to go home. How about this one? I remember going to work all the time, hangover. It fucking sucks. Right? Or working the day after New Year's, or working the day after Thanksgiving. Or how about this? All the time I used to waste is this a good one. All I used to think about for Thanksgiving is getting all the fucking drinks I can before going to work. Not even enjoying a decent fucking meal, bro. I don't fucking miss it, man. I don't miss it. It took me a long time though. It took me a long time. I had got help. I didn't do it by myself. I went to a program. I went to a program for 37 days to get clean because I couldn't do it myself. I was scared to fight the withdrawals. Well, I never wanted to experience the withdrawals. See, this is the thing. I always used to say, "Yo, I'm gonna drink maybe 1 or 2 beers, and that's it." But 1 or 2 beers, slow down on my 1 or 2 beers, but then drink a whole cup of Hennessy on the rocks. And think, because I slowed down, instead of having 6, 7 beers, I do 3 beers and like 4 cups of Hennessy. Since I slowed down on the beers, I thought I was doing something for myself. But we forgetting about the cup of Hennessy's that I'm getting inside my system. And I used to feel like I was all right until I see videos of me. And I look stupid. And anxiety's a motherfucker, man. And I noticed that I was always catching anxiety attacks. And it wasn't anxiety attacks, man. It was fucking withdrawals. So I got myself help. Anyway, I'm gonna leave the help part for a different episode, because this is part 2. I got so much to explain. But I want you to understand that you're gonna lose people. And maybe those are the people that ain't supposed to be around you. I lost a lot of people just because I got sober. And now I say what's up to these people once in a while, but these people ain't the same with me. I could feel the difference. You're gonna feel weird when you go to parties. When you finally get over the fact of the urges, which you probably won't ever get rid of. But if you're strong enough mentally and you go to parties where everybody's drinking, you're going to feel alone. Get used to that feeling, right? And then embrace it with having fun while they drink and you don't. And get used to it. And I promise you, after a while, you start getting used to it. And it's like, oh man, I'm not going to feel lonely so much being in this party. Now everybody understands that I don't drink. You know, I was actually ashamed when I went to certain parties and everybody's drinking and I wasn't. I was like, damn, yo, is people going to see me different because I'm not the same fun me that I used to be? Because I was a fun person when I used to drink. But I also was violent and I also was angry, and I don't miss that. I had my son come to me one day and tell me that he is so proud of me not drinking anymore because he feels like he can have a real conversation with me. And when I used to drink, he told me, Pops, when you used to drink, you used to be real, but it was like the drink in you. So I wasn't sober enough probably to really understand why he felt. And he told me he's proud of me for stop drinking. And he appreciates me more now because I listen more, but he feels that I listen more. Back then I listened, but it wasn't the same type of listening. Now I could speak to him genuinely, and it's not always an anger speak. Yo, believe it or not, if you have kids and you find addiction, and yo, it dramatized them. And remember, before my kids was even alive or born, all right, I was alcoholic then. So all they knew was the alcohol me. I was always a good father. It wasn't that I wasn't a good father. It's just that they have a more understanding of the sober me, and they like the sober me. They see that I don't get angry anymore. Even the fucking days getting so bad and going down on me, fucking me up, I could actually take it now. If I was drinking, I'll fucking flip the script. Hey, for y'all married men, let me tell you something. And you've been drinking all this time when you've been with your wife. Yeah, yada, yada, yada. Now when you sober, yo, the arguments are going to feel 100 times more worse. And it ain't. But to you, it's going to feel 100 times more worse. Wait till people start telling you what they didn't like about you that when you sober. You're going to take it a little better, but then you're going to be a little hurt. You're going to be like, damn, I didn't know I was like that when I drank. And there's a lot of stupid shit that I done that I didn't know that people didn't like. Because I thought it was normal. Look, man, you're going to lose a lot when you get sober, bro. Whether you're on alcohol, whether you're on pills, drugs, cocaine, whatever it is, you are going to feel when you sober that you do not fit in. It's up to you to make yourself fit in. Sober. All right. So what I'm going to tell you is my first month of feeling withdrawals and how I knew I had to get help. One thing that I always been is a person that don't like pills. I'm a very anxiety person. I don't like coffee. I don't like caffeine. I don't like pills. The only thing that I liked it was to drink. 2 years ago, I started to notice that I was catching anxiety attacks on a constant basis. Like I'm talking about every day I was catching them, they were getting bad. And I thought it was just me because I suffer from anxiety. So I'm thinking it's just my regular anxiety. I'm depressed. I'm stressed about something. Let me take in the intake. I go and I get a beer. It kills my anxiety. But what I didn't know is that I was catching withdrawals. It took me from the age of 15 all the way to the age of 42 to start finally feeling withdrawals. Some people come earlier, some people come later. So I'm like, fuck, this can't be the new norm. I'm shaky. I'm waking up at 4:30 in the morning. My wife ain't knowing shit. She's sleeping. My kids are sleeping. I'm going straight to go get the fucking beer. I kill one or two, boom, I get to go to sleep again. Oh, maybe I could deal with this. I follow up on my doctors with this anxiety stuff. They tell me that my liver count is sky high. And then, do I drink? Yeah, I drink. I'm an alcoholic. I tell them straight up, I love to drink. Well, if you don't stop drinking, you're going to catch liver disease. I didn't even know it was that damn bad. I'm 42, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, I'm like, yo, I'm young. I ain't going to catch no liver disease. What the fuck they talking about? I still got to the age of 70 or something. My uncles did it. My uncles, my aunts, whatever the case may be. So I'm good. What the fuck is she talking about? But then every day, I noticed that when I go to work, I would have 3 beers to get my fix. And my fix was having my day right. 3 beers to get myself fixed. Early in the morning, I go to work. For lunch, I drink another 3 beers. Have me a cup of Hennessy. And this became the norm all the time. So now it's no longer me bringing 3 beers in my cooler. I added the Hennessy to the cooler. So I drink my beer in the morning, have a shot of Hennessy, go to work. For lunch, the same shit. Go home, the same shit. Yes, I live my life. I go and I take care of my daddy duties, my husband duties, but I'm doing this shit while I'm drinking. And this whole month, I didn't know I was doing it so fucking much because my body was telling me that I'm going through withdrawals, but I didn't really see it like that until this one morning. I could not get up. I had the shake. I felt like somebody put electric going through my body. When I woke up, I couldn't stop shaking, but my whole body did that. I couldn't even put my pants on. I had to go down like half underwears on just to go grab a beer up in the like 4:30 in the morning in the refrigerator. Just grab that shit up just to get myself right. So this was happening for this whole month. Everything's going like I'm starting to feel it now. I'm getting withdrawals every day now. Okay, I can handle it. Let me get a drink. It's gonna be fine. I go to work. And let me remind you that I drink my beers in the morning and for lunch. So I go back to work after lunch, and I caught a mini stroke right there at work. They called the ambulance. Boom, boom, boom. I go to the hospital. Thank God it wasn't a stroke that gets me paralyzed, but it could have been. And they ran tests. They said my liver count, blah, blah, blah. So now I'm starting to feel myself be more and more fucked up. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm only 42 years old, man. I'm not. So I get out the hospital. While I'm getting out the hospital, my daughter's picking me up from the hospital. I was catching a withdrawal. Then I told my daughter, bring me a beer when you come pick me up from the hospital. She bring me a beer. My daughter knows no better, right? Because she's my daughter and she wants Pops to be okay, right? I love you for that, by the way. I love you for always thinking about me being good and my well-being. She brings me a beer. I was suffocating while I was drinking that shit. That's how much of a withdrawal I was going through. I said, fuck this shit. I can't do this no more. But I went through it the whole 30 days of this bullshit back and forth until I got tired of it. I said, because I'm a paranoid person. Like I told you, I suffer from anxiety. I don't take pills, none of this shit. All I do is drink. I set my family down. I told them. I said, I can't do this no more. Oh, this ain't on top of my marriage was going down the drain. I didn't even know it. I was too fucking dumbass because I was too busy into my career, my DJing, my stuff, my job. I didn't know that I wasn't really like, going through it with my wife, but I was. Like, I wasn't paying attention to it. I knew we were going through it, but I didn't really focus in on that because I drink and I forget about the shit. Time flies, right? So now I'm in the middle of probably going through a divorce, doing all this shit. My wife always told me, look, if you don't change, you're going to lose your family. You don't change, you're going to lose your family. Yeah, yada, yada, yada. Drink, drink, drink. And so I was in the process of losing my family also. Shit. This is crazy because the struggle is real, you know? I'm in the process of losing everything that I worked hard for. So I woke up one morning after going through all this situation, catching the mini stroke and all this other stuff. And remind you, you heard that I say mini stroke, right? And I still told my daughter to bring a beer for me. This is how much I depended on alcohol. The next day I woke up, I set my family down, and I told them, I said, I want to get clean. I can't do this no more. This ain't for me. I don't want to lose my family. I also don't want to lose my life. And I told them. There's so much more that I'm going to share with you. This is just part 2. Because I got so much to talk about. My life experiences is crazy and insane. What if I tell you during this whole time, and let me tell you, every time I drove my car, I drank. I was never a safe driver. What I mean by that, I was always drinking. I always had a cup in my hand while I was driving. Let me tell you. Me and my wife, a couple friends going down South Beach. I didn't forget about this the whole getting the help part. I'm gonna tell you that. But let me tell you this. Let me tell you how close I always got, so close to going to jail because of my addiction. We going to South Beach with a couple friends, and we stop at Wet Willie's. The best cold drinks you could ever have, but they will fuck you up. So we have call a cab, something like that. Call a cab. My wife had one. I had one. Then I had another one, and then my friends had another one. And I was driving, and I see a Mercedes trying to pass me up. So I said, what the fuck is this dude trying to do? So I pass him up, and we both end up crashing. I hit him, he hit me. I fucked this whole Mercedes up. My wife, the front of the car, my wife was scared. I got scared real quick, but, you know, I'm ready to get out and fuck this dude up, right? Just because I was under the influence, right? So now I'm scared because I'm about to go to jail over a stupid ass mistake I done, but he done also. Mainly his fault, but it's my fault for just involving myself into that fault, right? So I get out. He gets out. It's funny. This guy was more drunk than I was. He was leaning to the back. You ever saw somebody drunk leaning to the back like this, trying to talk? So what I told the guy was this. I said, look, we both drunk. Do you really want to call the police? Do you really want to go through this? Because we both going to go to jail and we both going to lose our license. He looked at me and he said, you know, you're right. I don't know how this shit worked, but it worked. He got back in his car with a fucked up Mercedes. I ain't worried about the bumper shit because I could fix that myself, right, on my car. He go about his business, I go about my business. And that day went like that. But it could have went dramatically opposite. I was on the beach where there's a bunch of cops, right? Could have been so much different. On the way back, I said, fuck it, I'm going to fix me another drink. So we stopped by the store. I gave me another drink. On the way back, I didn't know there was a checkpoint. Hear this shit, man. A fucking checkpoint. This just can't be happening, right? This is like a movie type shit, right? So I'm like, holy shit, it's a checkpoint. Now they're pulling people to the side, this and that. So I happened to open my door. And, you know, because I was the only one that got the drink. You know, my wife didn't drink after that and all that stuff. And this is after I dropped off my friends after the accident at the airport because they were going back home. I just driving slow and just opened the door while them seeing. I threw the fucking drink on the floor like let it hit the concrete, close the door, and I'm driving, threw some gum in my and gum don't work, by the way. I thought it did, but it didn't. And he looks at me, he looks at my wife, he says, all right, keep going. You pull to the side. The guy behind me. I said, holy fucking shit, another time I escaped. Right? There's plenty of more of these that I'm gonna tell you about stories. I'm not gonna tell you everything. But this is how close I came to going to jail because of my addiction, right? And let me tell you how DUIs are the worst shit you could ever fucking get locked up for. All right? Because you got to pay a nice healthy fine. They suspend your license. At the time, I'm an alcoholic, so then I don't want them to have the blower test on my fucking car for me to drive, right? Like it's just so much. It's just so much of a hassle that you got to go through. You got to pay fines, a healthy fine, like $20,000, and then that's not including the community service donor. You just don't want to deal with this shit. Anyway, I'm gonna say that for another one. Another part, I'm gonna tell you that story and more. I'm just gonna tell you the stories that I went through while I was in my addiction, and I'm gonna tell you what I've been going through while I'm not on the addiction anymore. But anyway, back to what I was saying, that I set my family down and I told them, look, I think I need help, and I don't want to lose my family. I don't want to lose my health, and my body finally gave in. So I'm ready to go to a rehab. So they go looking for a rehab for me, and we found one. I'll let you know the name. Not right now. I'm not ready for that. But it turned out to be the best rehab I ever went to in my life. And I heard stories about rehab that it doesn't work. Bullshit. Oh, it worked when you wanted it to work. I promise you that. And I went to this rehab, and it turned out to be the best decision I ever made in my life. And you got people that sit there and say, look, you could be a social drinker all day. No, you can't. I don't care what you tell me. You can't be a social drinker. If you drink a beer one day, every day, then you're an alcoholic. Just admit it. You're an alcoholic. You don't want help? No problem. That's your problem until you hit rock bottom. And if you don't hit rock bottom, then you know what? May God be with you. That's it. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. I'm just one of the ones that hit rock bottom at the age of 42. And let me tell you, I didn't like the way it felt. And my rock bottom was filling the withdrawals. It wasn't that I killed somebody. Thank God. Because one day I could have been driving. I could have killed somebody. And by the way, I was in the rehab that with a person that actually was about to go through a case for that. And he was looking at manslaughter. So I hope everything's good with that person. I don't want to mention that name. But I went through this rehab for, I think it was 36, 37 days. It was more than that because it's 2 weeks to detox. Then they start, after the 2 weeks, then they start counting your days in rehab. So my worst fear when, as an alcoholic, I don't ever want to feel withdrawal. I felt that. Now, kicking from the alcohol is the worst thing ever because you catch seizures, you could die from it, right? I have not experienced that, and I'm glad because this rehab had all the accessories to not make you feel those type of withdrawals. Thank God. And in my mind, I wanted to quit. I really did. I wanted to quit. I was done with it. I was done with the drinking. But yeah, so I got the help. I come back out. Oh, for all y'all people that drink and got a fat belly, I used to look like that, and I lost so much weight because I don't drink. It's amazing. I lost so much weight. I'm like, I can't believe I am who I am right now. Like, I lost so much weight. I love it. I love it. It's not fucking easy, though. There's times that I still feel left out. Actually, today, talking about that, I went to I was working. I went to we go to houses in my job. I'm not going to say who I work for, but I go to houses in my third job, put it like that. And They were having a party. I must have got offered beer. This guy reminded me of me because I was one of those guys that it's funny that I will force you to drink. Like you would take a shot with me. I was that damn conniving. I will force your ass to drink with me. Oh no, bro, come on, stop being like that, man. You ain't no man, bro. Come on, what's up, man? Take a shot with me. Come on, let's take a shot. Hey, let me get the bottle. Take a shot. I actually experienced somebody like that today. Like this guy was like forcing me to drink, and I'm like, no, I don't want to drink. Thank you for the offer, but I don't want to. Thank you so much. Until he finally stopped, and I was like, thank God. I feel like there's a lot of people that's weak minded, and they probably would have went for it and say hell with it. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't have no urge. But let me tell you, the beginning of my time quitting and me smelling alcohol made me sick to my stomach. That every time that I smelt it, I felt like throwing up. Yeah, I felt like throwing up. So it's crazy. Um. Anyway, thank you for hearing me out. Um. This is part two. Part three is gonna come up, and this ain't just gonna be about me. I'm gonna have people on this podcast that's gonna talk about their experience of addiction. Um. I feel very comfortable speaking to whoever's watching. And if you're watching, maybe you're trying to get help. It's not gonna be easy, man. But if you ever want to ask questions, you know what I'm saying? I try my best to help you. I really will. Um, but I won't give you money to go fight to go do what you got to do for your addiction. That's not something that I'm not about that shit. But if you really need help, I got the sources that could help. So if you're really looking for help, email me on my email. Um, but yeah, thank you for hearing me out. Second chance. Um, this is it, man. This is the beginning of learning your addiction and learning how to fight your addiction. And I mean, not everybody's